Hello, are you picking me up right now? Yes you are. Jumping over to the streaming tab. Greetings and salutations everyone, I'm Akmak, this is Final Fantasy Dawntrail, we're streaming right about now, and I think Ibuki's just been sitting here for an entire week. I expected as much from the moment I saw him, but winning the contest against Zorolja will not be easy. The Yokui once ruled the entirety of the Octural. I'm curious to see what will become of them. I never dared hope we would find a lead for this earring mystery so quickly. Four-legged troubles aside, Wuklamat completed the feat and earned a keystone. That's all that matters. It feels good to have the feat of gold safely under our belt, even if my victory pales beside Zorolja and his shiny gold alpaca. See? Even they know that it's a shiny. I know it shouldn't let me bother me, and gods know you've all been so kind and supportive, but I want to be strong, or wise like my brothers, to be a promise that the people respect. Which is not likely if I stand here carrying on and on about things. Let's move on. Back to FFXIV with us. The contest has barely begun. Let's be fair. The only reason that... Let's be fair with yourself, Wuklamat. Of course you're not going to find another golden one. They just said in the previous cutscene that you only get one every couple of decades or so. There isn't another one. Oh hey, the unlock quests are available now. I'll probably go do those because we do want to have ether currents maxed out when we get the chance. The flustered merchant appears desperate for help. Oh, thank goodness, a capable looking traveller. Please, I need your help. Low overhead plane, apparently. My caravan was attacked by beasts. I had a bodyguard, a young Momouja mercenary, but he could barely fend for himself, let alone me. He somehow managed to throw me over his shoulder and carry me all the way here. But no sooner did my feet touch the ground than he ran back to the doors of death. Damned if I can figure out why. Injured as he was, I don't like his chances. Please, I beg of you, go to Chabaguyuk. Save him. Alright, I didn't time my lunch very well. It is sitting right here. It needs to be eaten, so... I'm not very professional, am I? I really should try to get my lunch dealt with at around 11 because it just takes that long to make. It's not so much the the keystone givers themselves that are biased. The person giving it out here wasn't biased, but the people that you have to rely on have heavy biases. They can get away with being impartial is the opposite of partial, and so I guess partial is the word that I'm looking for. I can hardly believe my eyes. You felled those bloodthirsty beasts with such ease. I'm getting ahead of myself. Thank you for saving me. As a mercenary for hire, I'm ashamed such help was even necessary. So the merchant sent you, did she? The attack on the caravan saw her wares scattered all over. I figured the least I could do was retrieve as much as I could. Thanks to your timely rescue, I can still do just that. No need for you to stay with me, friend. Go and let her know I'm safe. I'll grab what I can and be along shortly. I guess there was an alpaca here at some point. Oh wait, sorry, I forgot to start reading. I was too busy writing. I'm so relieved to hear he's safe. The Mamouja take considerable pride in their trade as mercenaries, but that young man seems to have a particularly acute sense of responsibility. I've heard tell that some Mamouja travel across the salt to make a name for themselves. As a preliminary step to that, it seems many young hopefuls gather experience here in Tural as mercenaries and bodyguards to sharpen their skills. That said, earnest as he is, the young man failed to protect my caravan. We will have to discuss some form of compensation for my losses. I'm not heartless, however. He saved my life and risked his own to reclaim my wares. There is much to consider. For now, treating his wounds must come first. Flashbacks to the Dark Knight questline. Pay me for all the damage of the things that you didn't even have to save that came back with bloodstains. This is actually an important questline for unlocking the crafting beast tribes. Unfortunately, Ibuki is not a crafter, so we're just going to be stopping with one step of this one. I just want the ether current. Nopli is rubbing his hands together. Hey, I recognize you. You're Ibuki, yes? I've heard about you, companion to the Third Promise, a most dependable individual. The name's Nopli, and I'll have you know I'm a merchant blessed by some fortune, if I do say so myself. Indeed, I believe our meeting today is no chance encounter, but the hands of fate guiding us for one singular purpose. The exchange of invaluable items at an unbelievable price. If I could direct your attention over here for just a moment. Feast your eyes on these crates of exceedingly rare and precious corrupted crystals. Beautiful, aren't they? They were extracted from remote regions of Eorzea and shine a brilliant orange hue, quite unlike your run-of-the-mill crystals, no? For you, I'm willing to offer them for the low price of 1 pel. In the millions column, it's an highway robbery at this valuation, but anything for the friend of the Third Promise. Sorry, I clearly misheard you. It almost sounded like you said 1 million. What do you mean? Considering how much it set me back to purchase them, the price I'm offering should be perfectly reasonable. Strange. These are precious crystals, are they not? I've got some bad news for you. Just to be certain, these crystals are considered priceless treasures in Eorzea, right? Let me see if I'm getting this right. Not only are corrupted crystals commonplace across the salt, but they're also highly volatile. In the past, you once used such crystals together with an elemental converter to do battle with powerful entities you call primals. What's more, you kept them in a warded container at all times to protect against their deleterious effects. All of which to say is, no practical use for such crystals has been discovered, meaning no one with sense would ever bother to mine them. The peddler who sold the crystals to me never mentioned a word of this. He claimed they're extremely rare in Eorzea, which is why I decided to purchase them in the first place, even at the exorbitant price he offered. Naturally, I believed him. Having never seen crystals of their like, could you blame me? But if they really have no use... Have I, Nopli the Lucky, been swindled? Well, at the very least I was able to learn about the crystal's true nature before selling them to some poor soul. Fortune hasn't abandoned me completely yet. At any rate, I'd like to verify whether these crystals truly hold no value. Would you be willing to help me look into this, Ibuki? I need someone who I can trust, and that you'd be willing to share the truth with me says a lot. No need to answer right away, give it some thought. If you've no interest, you're free to be on your way. If you decide to assist me, however, I'll be here waiting. Oh, I don't think we get a choice in the matter here. You're willing to help! Wonderful! You truly are a kind-hearted soul. Now, before I go in and confront the merchant who sold me these crystals, I'd like to look into potential uses for them in Tural. For instance, the crystals are in high demand among Turali mages who make extensive use of them in their rituals. I just so happen to know a spellcaster among the distillery's guard. I'd like you to speak with them about the corrupted crystals and gauge their interest in purchasing them. In the meantime, I will see about procuring a container to ward off the crystal's harmful effects. Per your explanation, preparing an elemental converter with my skills is likely impossible. But finding the requisite materials for a warding vessel should be within my capabilities. The mage you're looking for is an individual of the Bunawa tribe. If you happen upon someone wielding a staff, chances are you've found them. Intriguing. I've never heard of these corrupted crystals. As a practitioner of the arcane arts, I'll not deny they pique my curiosity, but I'm afraid I have no interest in purchasing them. If they're as volatile as you say, there's little to be done with crystals whose very nature can change on a whim. Well, that was fast. What? I mean, I don't mind, but... Oh, I was invited by someone. Okay. So even the mage was not interested. Nevertheless, I thank you for speaking with them on my behalf. It seems you are right. These crystals really are worthless. I may be unable to make back what I've lost, but there's still one thing I can do. Ibuki, I wish to stop that pernicious peddler from continuing his crooked ways. Will you help me? What a relief. Allow me to offer you a small token of my thanks. When you have a moment to spare, come see me again. We must stop him before he has a chance to swindle anyone else. Not here, we aren't. Sorry. This stream should be getting us a good look at what her other brother is like, so you'll be able to mull that over when we get back to the main city. Frankly, I probably should have just teleported, but who can say no to the fancy car that Ibuki can't even see of the dashboard for? They haven't invented traffic laws here yet, after all. Such a run. You'd think it was a city or something. And just like that, we found an elector and won our first keystone. I was right to trust your instincts. Come on, let's keep things moving. March onwards to Kozumaoka. Chances are good we'll find an elector there as well. Before we do anything, however, we should see what your patient Hanu friend has to say. Hopefully it's not I racked up a very large tab while you were gone. The helpful Hanu is waiting to answer your questions. I've been content waiting here, dining on Third Promise's coin, but it seems you're ready to ask your questions now. So, what is it you'd like to know? The road to Akuhanu. We go south through the Arch of Dawn, then follow the road which runs along Kozumahoku River. Is that right? It is. Be warned, however. My brethren tell me the recent storm has rendered the path even muddier than usual. The footing is quite poor in some parts. Far worse was the destruction visited upon our homes, though. Houses were torn apart, several people injured, if not killed. Even our beloved festival is in danger of being called off this year. If you do still plan on going, I must urge you, proceed with caution. We'll be sure to watch our footing, thank you. Now I'm worried for the Hanu. It sounds like they were hit hard by that storm. Anyway, if we're bound for Kozumaoku, we should head over to the arch. Are you what I think you are? A new dawn, a new hunt. Yes, you give us the hunt marks. The Scout of Wing Protection is on the lookout for a likely adventurer. You there, you are Ibuki Mida, are you not? The adventurer from across the salt who has been lending the third promise her strength? Then well met. To tell you the truth, I've been meaning to make your acquaintance for some time. I have a proposition for you. You're familiar with the Eosian hunts, yes? We have something very similar in Tuliolo. And having heard much of your philanthropic spirit, not to mention your capacity for violence, we should very much like to recruit you to our cause. If you are interested, speak with my associate, Bol Ogal. The Exelbral is a master of the hunt, and administers the bills in the square overlooking the port. Tell him the Wing of Protection recommends you. Is there anything else I should be looking at? Yes, I have to go pick up the sightseeing log. Oh. It's free experience. That's a cliff wall, isn't it? Elsabe Ironheart. A fellow Eosian, right? Do you fancy yourself much of a sightseer? Dear old Millith gave you her journal? Why, what a small world. It just so happens I'm her cousin, Elsabe Ironheart, at your service. Well, if you've met cousin Millith, I'm sure you can guess why I crossed the salt, as they say. This continent is positively brimming with sights unseen by the Eosian eyes. I'm here to discover them all. My twin sister and I, that is. You see, I had more interest in York while she was drawn to the vistas of Zack. So it was that we parted ways at the bridge, each of us touring half of Tural. So give me your sightseeing log. Let's see. Oh, how beautiful! I should like to see these places myself someday. Sorry, I was just going to scribble down. My notes on Yok Tural. I included what my sister shared with me of Zack Tural, but I'm afraid it isn't much. My twin's name is Emmeline, and she's still wandering about over there. Given your natural affinity for Ironhearts, you'll doubtless run into her someday. Oh, I'm sure you've got places to be and vistas to behold. May your journey through Tural be bright and unforgettable. Dawntrail entries have been added to your sightseeing log. You must be level 90 or above to record them. Use your wits in the notes provided by Elsabe to identify these stunning sights. I think I just took the wrong shortcut. Whoops. What do we have here? Your posture could use some work, but you've got good eyes. Eyes that have seen some things. You here to sign up? Yeah, the Wing of Protection recommended you, do they? Well, we're always on the lookout for new hunters. If you're good enough for Wukulmat, you're good enough for us. Pleasure to have you with us, Ibuki. Suppose I better get down to introductions. Maybe I don't need to. The whole idea came from your side of the sea after all. It was Koana who showed us your ways. Either way, I'll keep it brief. Our hunts work pretty much the way they do in Aelzia. We put a bounty on the beasts that prove them an enemy of the people. You kill them, bring us back the proof, you get your reward. While your reputation may precede you, rules are rules. The rule I have is to test every hopeful out on beginner builds. Can't have every youngling with nothing to her name but a plowshare and a dream of glory skimming merrily away to her doom. Prove yourself in trial, I'll give you some bigger bitier fish to fry. Unfortunately, it's main scenario locked, so even though we're level 97, we can't go very high with these dawn hunts. You are now able to undertake beginner dawn hunt marks from dawn hunt board in Tuliolo. Defeat the monsters as described on the bills. You'll be rewarded with tokens that can be exchanged for exclusive items. Speak with Ryubolja in Tuliolo. New quests will be available upon reaching level 94 and fulfilling certain conditions within main scenario. Maybe I should have picked those up last week. Alright, so they are all the way over here. Are we all ready to leave? Then onward to Kozomaoka. Open the way!
Kosamauka, the land of rainbow terraces. It commands the gaze of all who visit without fail. The many-colored marvel. An endless torrent of water cascades over sheer cliffs to shape the wetlands below. To its relentless flow, all life must yield. Together with Wuklamat, we proceeded along the Marcy Trail, a road upon which the Dawn Serpent and his comrades once traveled.
It's not usually supposed to look like this, it just so happens to be raining at night. It's usually a lot brighter, I promise. And no, this isn't scripted weather or anything. We really did just get weird with our luck here.
Look at those falls. Even from this distance, you can feel the weight of that water.
Can you even see past all the rain?
The Isle of Ham was impressive, but as you can see, Tulihiola does not want for natural wonders.
The ground is swampy, so watch your step. You wouldn't want to fall into a bog.
I won't. I told you I've been here before. Come on. Okanu isn't much farther.
I think I need to make sure I'm very thorough about picking things up in this area, because I think this is the first area that you can max your ether currents on. There's no stopping the third promise, is there? A good thing she has Erinville to keep her from getting lost. For all his grumblings, he's certainly there for her. Everyone should be so lucky as to have such a loyal childhood friend. Right, let's go going. If we continue along this road, we should find ourselves in the village before long. Ah, everyone has arrived, and none the worse for wear. Except for a certain third promise who slipped in the mud despite my explicit warnings. Hey, I asked you not to say anything! Anyway, this is Hanu village I was telling you about. Okanu. Wukluma wishes to seek out the Dawn Servant's Elector. It's like our friend said, the people are in no mood for festivities. I can only assume they are still recovering from the damage wrought by the storm. Indeed. Well, let's do what we came to do and find this Elector. Okay, Kaylee. I'm not going to be able to pronounce this one. Oh, what now? It's a Hanu greeting. Surely you heard it the last time you were here. Well, I was busy enjoying the festival. Greetings to the third promise and her entourage. I, Zanuhali, welcome you to Okanu. As elder of my people, I shall also be fulfilling the duties of Elector during the rite of succession. I'm ready. Give me the feat and test my worth. All in good time, all in good time. In fact, I came to let you know that we are not quite ready to begin. For the moment, please enjoy the hospitality of our village. Right then, it helped to do some investigating at Wachunpelu, so let's take a look around here as well. Might I suggest a division of forces? For instance, Erinville, Alisay and Krau could concentrate on the southern half of the settlement. Meanwhile, Wukuma, Ibuki and myself will handle this northern half. Sounds good to me. So make sure to grab the gemstone trader along the way. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad to say that the damage from the storm has been repaired. Our stores are open for business. If you have any bicolored gemstones to trade, I'd love to take a look. You now have access to this region's gemstone exchange. Trade bicolored gemstones for a variety of rare and exclusive items. Successfully completing local fates will allow for safe delivery of goods in the region, increasing the number of items available for exchange. I think the main scenario should lead us close to ether currents. I just have to keep remembering to hit the ether compass when I'm ever exploring. The gaping hole in the wall and missing portion of roof are clearly the work of the storm's powerful winds. Repairs appear to be ongoing. You know, the fact that it's raining heavily and in the middle of the night actually makes this this look a lot more severe than it normally would. So I guess I shouldn't complain about the weather. You heard about the storm. I've never seen the likes of it before. With the supplies and help the Dawn servants said, we're making progress with repairing and rebuilding our homes. But while roofs and walls can be patched, there's so much else that was lost for good. A lot of houses are still damaged. The Hanu I've spoken to are not their usual cheery selves. That storm broke more than wood and reeds. There must be something I can do to help them. I'm going to look around a bit more. Bundled reeds. The dry and shrunken bundles suggest the reeds were harvested some time ago. Did we attune? Yeah, we haven't attuned yet. Let's fix that. No, I don't want to wind up Gilgamesh following me around. Greg isn't helpful. No, he's even worse! Why'd I get to wind up Gentleman? Woven from reeds, this boat-like vessel is reminiscent of a bird. The beak and feathered tail in particular stand out. Shoot. I can have an Eden miner. This boat must be woven from the same reeds I've seen gathered into bundles here and there. The plans hold both practical and cultural significance to the Hanu then. Oh good, if he were a telemarketer I would have been upset. Hello, can you all hear me? I'm told they're ready to receive us now. Come to the large building in the south of the village. On my way. We ought to hurry over too.
No sign of Zorolja or that oversized lout.
How much easier it would be if Zorolja were to fail here. But that isn't likely to happen.
Honored guests, I am Zanuhali, Elder of the Hanu. I am also an elector, charged with judging which among you is worthy of ascending the throne. Without further ado, let us talk of the feat.
Not so fast. Surely you couldn't begin without us.
We didn't see him on the other quest, so naturally he shows up here.
You made it after all.
No need to fuss. There is no time limit for this challenge. Now, if you would allow me to proceed. It is here, in Okanu, where my people forged a bond with the Dawn Servant during our own chapter of the Tuli Yolal saga. In homage to those events, I have prepared for you the Feat of Reeds.
Reeds seem to be of great importance to the Hanu. I wonder what this feat entails.
We use reeds in every part of our lives, be it as food or weaving material. But look around the nearby paddies, and you will see that this season, our crops are failing. How fortunate, then, that my appointment to Elector coincided with this predicament. For surely, those who aspire to be Dawn Servant would find the matter of an ailing harvest a mere trifle to resolve.
Aye, well, it is indeed the duty of a ruler to address the people's woes.
Exactly. Do well in this, and you will earn my keystone.
Why bother mucking about in the mud when we can take the stone by force?
Oh, mercy me! You are a hot-headed fellow, Bakul Jaja. Some electors may enjoy going toe-to-toe with scrappers like you, but I refuse to entertain your base instincts. Arrangements have been made. Should you attempt to engage a feat giver in combat without their consent, word of your immediate disqualification will be sent to the palace. If you're still feeling feisty, then by all means, draw your weapon.
We're not going to get that lucky.
This contest is presided over by cowards. There's no sport in fighting you.
Then we can return to the business of earning my keystone. The Feat of Reeds is begun. Claimants, I wish you the best of luck.
The clever kitty crossed the seas to study foreign novelties. He might know tricks we don't. Tricks we can use.
What of Little Miss Mittens?
You know the answer to that. Compared to the first and second promise, she's a distant third. Not even in the running.
Then we see eye to eye on this, brother. Being Bakul Jaja so long with me has rubbed off on you. These allies of hers, though, they might be a problem.
Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to empty my inventory of junk, so I probably don't have much room left for rewards from all these quests.
Just as qualified to be here as they are. I'll show them.
Easy now. There's no time limit, remember? Let's keep calm and think things through.
Right. You're right. I won't win against that lumbering Vidrol by losing my head.
Wuklama is eager to help solve the Hanu Hanu's woes. I don't know the first thing about farming, but if there's a way to save the harvest and help the Hanu, we're going to find it. I'll make Baku Jaja eat his words. Understanding the nature of the problem will be the key to solving it. We need to examine the reeds themselves, then deduce the cause of their poor condition. Erinville, will you take us to the fields where the reeds are grown? Of course, follow me. What junk do I have? Yeah, you have to wonder what Wuklamat thinks about me teleporting all the way to Asia so I can clear out my bags a little bit. Oh no. I do not care how much you built the enclave, I just want to make money. I do not care, I just want to... I don't have the chance, I'm in a rush. I forgot how much I hated the Doman Enclave. Like pushy salesmen, only they're trying not to take my money. Hey, I'm here. I don't actually care what you have to say. I just need to get you off my back so I can go actually pay for things. I don't care. Oh hey, it's the dog. You can all stand back. I'll get to the bottom of this problem in no time. Give me strength. Let's all of us scour the fields and help our bold leader identify anything unusual. As Zanu Hali described, the reeds appear wilted and unhealthy. The water contains no obvious contaminants and looks fresh and clear out of cursory glance. A cursory grass. The soil in the paddies is as one would expect, rich in colour, suitably moist, not dry nor flaky. A small frog catches your eye. Strangely lackadaisical, it doesn't even bother to hop when it eventually scurries away. I think we can confirm that they are having some pretty significant problems here, at least. Oh, a water strider. A bit sluggish though, more of a water shambler. Naught amiss with the paddies themselves as far as I can tell. Any luck? Seen enough? I'll call everyone together, we can share our discoveries. Oh man, we've barely started in the area and we're already almost an hour over. I blame the Domans. Well, what do we think? Any obvious problems? Plenty of obvious problems, no obvious causes is the problem. I agree, the waters look to be of good quality, as does the mud in which the reeds have been planted. The frogs and insects are usually torpid. This suggests the problem is affecting not only the reeds, but also the creatures which live among them. Could something invisible to the naked eye be polluting the water? We would need an alchemist to know for certain. I don't have much to add about the fields, but something else occurs to me. When you were describing how the creatures seemed lifeless, I couldn't help but be reminded of all the listless villagers. They've suffered a terrible tragedy, I know, but there is another reason for their flagging spirits, I believe. Go on. The festival! This is traditionally an occasion for celebration and renewal, and without it the Hanu are struggling even more to recover. Last time I visited the village was in the middle of festivities. You'll never see the Hanu more joyful and alive. It's an indispensable part of their culture. Its absence will only compound their woes, so I say we help them put on their festival. Give them a reason to cheer in these sad times. Who knows, maybe fixing one problem could lead us to another for a solution. Stranger things have happened. Oh man, those the Catfish Beast Tribe quests had them say, we need to start a massive festival. We don't know why, but it will save us from destruction. And every step along the way, it talks about how fate just so happened to coincide that this step that they engaged in will lead to them being spared a future disaster. It's honestly kind of crazy, but also entertaining. Right? I failed to see the relation between festivals and fields. Let's not be too hasty in dismissing the idea. Things which seem unrelated can later prove to be connected in surprising ways. Have you never played an Ace Attorney game? True, and being bereft of ideas as we are, any proposal is worth entertaining. I suppose. Besides, this is Muklumat's journey. It's only right we follow her lead. Thanks, everyone. By the way, does anyone know where the festival float is? It's like a boat woven from reeds that looks like a bird. In that big building to the north. Let's go and see it. There's so much less debate when I'm traveling alone. And now it's day. Oh, actually, Aether Compass? Too far. I don't feel heavily needy to have the mount music on anymore. I wish there was just an easy button that I could quick bind or something that would switch that on and off. Because sometimes I want to hear the unique mount music and sometimes I want to hear the local music. Yes, this is the float I remember. Does it not appear somewhat damaged to you? We should take a closer look. Investigate the float. You can move the camera and zoom in and out. It's not really hitting it with sleep darts though. Oh dear, one of the bird's eyes seems to be missing a gemstone. Oh dear, that's definitely broken. How will they lift this great big vessel without all the carrying poles intact? These tail feathers have seen better days. I swear the colours were a lot brighter the last time I saw them. Well, I think we can all agree this bird boat is in dire need of repairs. Now, how do we go about fixing it? What's going on here? We were taught admiring your festival float. 'Tis a shame it's in such a poor state due to the recent storm, I gather. Yes, we had to leave it exposed while we ushered our people to safety. With a float in this condition, there can be no lifting of wings, no hihana. Hihana, that's what the festival is called. I want to help you hold it. Have you not seen our village? Homes are ruined, we're struggling to make repairs, you want us all to hold a harvest festival? I know how it sounds, but giving in to misery never improved anyone's situation. A celebration of life and growth may give you the strength to work through this tragedy. The role of festival leader is mine this year. There's nothing I would like more than to lift everyone's spirits. But we don't have enough materials to repair the float. We need a boxing for the missing eye, uyapoyo wood for the poles, and feathers from the winds chosen to adorn the tail. 2 of these I know. A boxica is a type of precious stone used in arcane equipment. Uyipo wood is essential for crafting ceremonial instruments. These chosen feathers, however. The winds chosen is the victor of a competition in which the contestants see who can blow or feather the farthest using wind magics. That's something of a problem right now. We Hanu are gifted at employing such airy sorceries, but expend a great deal of mana when doing so. We are soon exhausted by the effort. Having no reeds to eat will only make it harder. I think I understand. Your vibrant reeds need to grow quickly and vigorously. So much they stifle the development of other nearby plants. They must be a potent source of energies that you lack. They are indeed. Owing to the poor harvest this year, we've been left enervated. If we cannot gather the correct materials as dictated by custom, we cannot repair the festival float. Oddly enough, we may have just stumbled upon our solution. The winds chosen would, by necessity, have a natural gift for manipulating magical energies, which means any feathers taken from the victor should be high in ethereal conductivity. The float's construction also requires a stone used in arcane equipment, as well as timber favoured for ceremonial tools. The demand for such specific materials must have an underlying reason. I'd wager the float is actually a secret weapon for smiting the Hanu's foes. The float might also function as an arcane device. Precisely what I was thinking. This boat of reeds is in fact an arcane focus of some kind. Uh-oh, it's gonna summon a primal. A focus? For what? Oh, Ihana is a harvest festival, isn't it? That must mean the float was made to encourage healthy crops. So if we repair the boat and hold the festival, its arcane powers might fix what's wrong with the reeds. We won't know until we try, but 'tis a sound theory. Celebration, prayer, ritual ceremonies, these have all been known to elicit miraculous effects. Wait. The tool? The float? A tool for magic? This is the first time I'm hearing of it. In the beginning it might well not have been. After a good harvest there would be no reason to change it. But when the harvest was poor, new adornments were likely added. Those who performed the labour may have imbued their work with ardent hopes for a brighter future. Through years of trial and error, the Hanu would have refined their festival float into a focus for harvest prayers. Incredible! I know you're practically fainting from hunger, but reviving Erihana really does sound like the solution to all your woes. I promise we'll do everything in our power to help you. I'm still not convinced about this focus business, but I accept your aid nonetheless. I will introduce you to the shipwright who's been maintaining the float these last few years. He's replaced both eyes and poles before, so he should know where and how to procure what we need. Then allow Alice and I to acquire the feathers. We will encourage the people of Vokuhanu to gather and vie for the title of Winds Chosen by sharing with them our own reserves of mana. I'll go with you. I carry some alchemical brews that may afford the same effect. The three of us will visit the shipwright then. I have no idea what I'm doing with Wuklamat's voice, to be honest. Not without me. I've worked hard to fix the float as best I can. The responsibility is mine, after all. I've not introduced myself, have I? My name is Linuhanu. Nice to meet you, Linuhanu, and certainly, let's all go together. Okay, now we're going on a bit more of a drive than you... No, we aren't. We're talking to Cryo. Thanks to Wuklamat, we found ourselves a promising way forward. Experience and knowledge are valuable assets, but there is something to be said for following one's instincts. Linuhanu wishes to take you to the shipwright. The shipwright's name is Wukuvu. He's an exobral who only moved to Kozuma... These names! But has since mastered our customs to an almost frightening degree. He's especially strict when it comes to manners, so make sure to offer him a proper Hanu greeting. We wouldn't want to offend him right before asking a favour. A proper Hanu greet. Oh, that one! Don't worry, I remember how it goes. Then we shouldn't have any problems. Let's head to Beck Bay, to the east of here. Don't worry, I know the greeting. It's got to work. $408 to the east. It feels so slow. I don't blame her in the slightest. It should be an eye shot any minute now. Hey, we got the right numbered one. Cool. Offhand, but this aetheryte way over here was not here when this expansion first launched. It was added when they added the leveling, the Disciple of War Beast Tribe quests, so that'll be somewhere to... we won't have... when we pass by, I need to pick that up. Oh. I missed everyone. You guys are slow. This is Okbek Bay, the village of all. Those who drift into Kozumaku from Tuliolo and elsewhere are welcome to live here alongside the Hanu. As for Wukevu, he lives and works in the House of Waters High, at the top of that large tree nearby. Follow me, but I should warn you, the climb up the stairs can be challenging. It isn't as bad as the Monkey Island 2 staircase. That's actually a really weird cutscene where you've got two wooden planks and it starts off with you having to do it manually, but then one of them snaps and you end up having a really trippy dream sequence, only to snap out of it at the last minute, and then Guybrush Threepwood will just add them step by step automatically, and you don't have to do the whole thing manually, thank goodness. It's not the only time I've seen the, what, you don't want to do this all manually joke in a point and click adventure game though. Is this voice acted?
What do you want with me?
Yes it is.
Right. The greeting. Oho Kali!
Oh, Kali! Good. You brought your manners with you. When in Ukanu, do as the Hanu do. For a country as diverse as ours, the preservation of harmony demands that we respect the cultures of all peoples who call it home.
Heads up, this guy isn't that major a character, but he's definitely memorable.
Well, that explains your familiarity with Hanu customs. And you speak truth, of course. To live together means to learn about each other.
Ah, I appreciate an open mind. In fact, I get the sense we've met before. You're Wuk Lamont. unexpected honor for old Wokevu. Here I am prattling on about manners, and I've gone and insulted the third promise herself. There is no excuse for this betrayal of etiquette. Please, take up your axe and claim my impudent head!
I will not. Keep your head. I hate formalities anyway, so forget about it, alright?
Alright then, consider it forgotten.
It's Final Fantasy Mersault.
How prompt.
We're actually here about the Ihihana float. It's in bad shape, and we need you to craft new carrying poles and a new eye. I'm told you work with Uyuipo wood and a certain kind of stone? Abokisha?
That I do. But while I would like nothing more than to offer my services, I just used the last I had of both those materials. My lumber in particular went to fixing homes damaged by the recent storm. I'll need 10 days or so to restock.
We can't wait that long. If you tell me where to go, I'll gather them myself.
What? Send the third promise out on an errand like some common lackey? That's utterly unconscionable. A gross violation of social protocol.
I told you not to worry about such things.
All right then. I shan't worry a whit.
You take things very literally.
What's with your Hanu friend there?
I am festival leader this season, and have come along to oversee the float's repair. As strange as it may sound, Wuklamat and her friends believe the float is an arcane focus, meant to encourage the growth of our struggling reeds.
Too many Hanu have forgotten, it seems. But that is indeed the true purpose of the lifting of wings. Your education is impressive, Third Promise.
Well, maybe a little.
Allow me to show you where to procure Uyuipo. We can leave the Abokisha to your friends, I presume? Take yourself to Cave Kikitola, or thereabouts, and you should find the stones you need.
I've been there once or twice. I can guide you.
That should save us some time.
All right then. Let's get moving.
Someone be snooping.
Chosen one of your rivals is making progress.
Ihihana, you say? Should our first choice fail to deliver, it might be wise to let this play out.
Thank you very kindly.
The third-rate promise is making herself useful after all.
Cave Kikitola is southwest of Okanu. We can return to the village first, then head there on foot. Alright, quickly checking the ether compass. Southwest. 347, huh? Yeah, I went and did the rest of the Hildebrand quests off stream. So I will actually be able to, when we get through the main story of Dawntrail, we'll be able to see the Dawntrail Hildebrand quests. Oh. East, not west. My bad. Southwest of here, was it? Let us be on our way. $461 to the west, directly. Guys, if I wanted the car, then I would have used the car mount. Maybe shouldn't have gone so active after this ether current, I guess. $82. Hard south, it's probably in this cave, which is where we were headed anyway. Well, darn. I have to come into this cave for the society quest dailies so often. Cave Kikitola, as promised, home to many deadly creatures. Venture inside if you feel confident, but I will conduct my own search out here. You can spot raw apoxia by its green-hued glimmer. Bring anything matching that description to me. I shall help you scour inside the cave then. You take the west half, I'll take the east. I feel like I had a topic for discussion, just a random filler topic for... but I just can't think of what it was. I think it was just general gaming thoughts on what's going on right about now. You find the glimmer you spied was just light reflecting off the water. Oh! You find a chunk of stone glowing a distinct shade of green. This seems like the exact kind of mineral that Linuhanu was looking for. Oh, for those people that think of it checking one step ahead, they actually made the middle one the correct answer. Huh. Sneaky. I picked over the ground near the entrance but found nothing. Did you have better luck inside the cave? Yes, this is a boxer car. Along with Carl's contribution, we have more than enough for our needs. The stones you've brought shine very brightly, I thank you both. He would have been happy to know we were putting things right. Truth be told, a good friend of mine was meant to be festival leader for this year's Ihihana. But when that big storm hit, he did not survive. It fell to me to carry on in his stead. That was why you agreed to Wuklamat's request, despite your initial reluctance. Yes, it hurt to hear, but she was growing. Though I must mourn, I cannot let my grief consume me. Her words made me realize that the path to my recovery, our recovery, is already laid out before me. I will walk it, for myself and for my friend. Thank you for sharing your story with us. Please, rest assured we've taken your plight to heart. I'm certain our companions are procuring the other materials as we speak. Everything will come together. Hanu Hanu shall host a splendid, uplifting festival. That we shall! With that, let us return and deliver the Aboxika into Wukuvu's waiting hands. You'd think you would have an Aether... no, it looks like there should be some sort of Aether shortcut to that, but there isn't, so I have to walk. Or, you know, ride a mount. This is honestly the closest to me actually walking there as you can get while still being mounted. There is something said to be about the entertainment value of me using Mount Roulette because you get things like me riding a posing as a snowman hopping through the jungle. Thanks to the third promise and our mighty swings, we've collected some suitable logs of Uyopurl. What about Aboxika? I'm willing to bet that these are actually gatherable materials in the location if you come back as a miner or a botanist. Yes, these are excellent samples. A good quantity too. At this stage, you likely surmised how that the lifting of wings encourages the crops to grow, but not exactly how, eh? Well, you're in for a real treat. If all goes to plan, the results should be spectacular. Now, to get to work crafting these pieces for the float, I could use an assistant versed in the arcane arts to enhance the Uyopo's conductivity. And everyone just turns to Kryle because no one else here knows magic. I'd be delighted to help. Everyone else should head back to Okanu. We'll join you at the float once the work here is complete. In which case, I'd probably better to go for a long swing and go explore that area over there because we're definitely going to need to pick up Aether Currents from over there. It feels so wrong to just walk your bird everywhere. Now what was it saying? Northeast. Now it says southeast. It never said northeast, it's always said southeast. We might actually get a level up from these explorations because you do get experience for reaching new areas. South. Brightly colored frogs, don't touch. Any other ocelots around? You learned Enhanced Reprisal. It's now 15 seconds instead of 10. A lot of the new abilities in this expansion are pretty lame, I'm sorry to say. What did we pick up at level 100? Reign of Beasts. Did I put that down somewhere? Oh, doesn't this place look run down? I'm sure really cool stuff is happening, we're just not allowed to see it yet. I'll hit the northeast Aether Current and then I'll teleport back to the main camp so we can watch this cutscene. Gathering Gyuopo was a trial in and of itself. At first, Wukuvu criticized everything I did. Then he suddenly yelled, "I've spoken ill of the third promise and must punish myself," and proceeded to slam his head into a Gyuopo tree. I told him not to worry about it, again, and it was like snuffing out a candle. He's an odd one for sure. At least we've seen to the poles and the new eye, now we just have to wait for the feathers from the twins. We should get some rest before the excitement begins. Over there, by the float. Isn't that the third promise? Then the rumors are true. She's trying to complete the rite of feeds by reviving Ihihana. The festival is a prayer for healthy crops, but does she honestly believe that'll be enough to save her harvest? The second promise, meanwhile, barely glanced at the fields before leaving Okanu together. Maybe we asked too much of our young claimants. Oh, I wouldn't be too quick to count Koana out. A friend of mine overheard him muttering by the reeds. Something about what needs to be done. Is that so? Perhaps we'll get to see another of his innovations firsthand. Heh, that sounds like our Koana. One look at the reeds was all he needed to think up a solution. Be that as it may, our own solution is nearly ready. Indeed, as soon as the others get back, our long-awaited festival can begin. It took some doing, but we managed to gather competitors to vie for the title of Winds Chosen. The winner was only too happy to donate his feathers. You should have seen it. He called forth an incredible gust that sent his feather sailing for Mars. We had a turn ourselves, but it's more difficult than it looks. Poor Aaronville's twirled in the air for a moment before landing on his foot. I am a cleaner. Magic is not part of our training. As for us, we've brought the wood and gemstone replacements crafted by Rukevu. All that's left is to attach them. Has it been decided who will ride the float? Papa was the guest of honor last time I was here. I remember being surprised they could even lift the thing with this hulking weight on top of it. The rider must be a personage of great esteem, which is why an invitation is usually extended to the Dawn Servant. This time, however, I have another idea in mind. Oh, who is it? Our beloved Ihihana, the lifting of wings, is only being held because you and your companions. Thus I do nominate you, Wuklama, as our guest of honor. Huh? Me? This boat won't make me seasick, will it? I don't think so. Then weigh anchor. I can hardly refuse a request from one even more enthusiastic about the festival than me. I would be delighted to ride your float. Thank you, Wuklama. I have roles for the rest of you as well. We'll be carrying the festival float in a slow procession toward Kozunamuki, where the sacred likeness of Kiksa. I wish these scenes were voice acted so I knew what they're actually called. I'm having to make these up on the fly. It's ensconced. What I'd like you to do is clear the path of dangerous wildlife so the procession can move along unimpeded. Consider it done. You expect me to sit along until Wukuvel has finished with the float? Let me come along and help with the clearing. As you know, I'm not much for fighting. I'll stay behind and assist Wukuvel with the repairs. If you aren't sure where you need to go, the path I spoke of begins at the south of the village and branches off to the east. That will lead you across the bridges to the Stride of the Sun. Then we shall see to clearing it end to end. Ooh, we've got about half an hour before my usual wrap-up time, so hopefully we can... I don't know whether we'll be getting to the dungeon. I recall an instance. It's possible that we'll have enough time for the instance if I really gun it. Which means that we might have to ignore the blue quests. As Linohanu said, Kozonakaui should be down this way, then off to the east where the path branches. Then something about bridges and the Stride of the Sun? Anyway, let's split up, get to work. Once you've culled all the threats you can find, we'll meet up in front of Kizaihi. 2 Calibri. So Calibris are the regular parrots, 2 Calibris are the toucan variants, I guess. They go down so quickly. Well, at least Kryle's having fun. They don't even let me get off both of my combos. Ibuki's finding these hostile wildlife very lacking. Ah, you are a step ahead of us. This must be the likeness of Kizahi, the Hanuhanu deity of the harvest. I was half expecting a flying whale. A whale? Why a whale of all things? Anyway, it said that the Kizahi here was worshipped on another continent. This ancient faith was then brought to Turao by the first Hanuhanu. The Hanu migrated here from another continent? Then mayhap the two do share a common ancestor. This is all very fascinating, but shouldn't we be getting back to Linuhanu? I want to know the path is safe for the procession. Right, and I need to ride on the float. I'll run ahead and tell him we're done here. Meanwhile, in Okanu,
Not sure we heard you right, old man. Why don't you say that again?
As many times as you'd like. The third promise tasked me with repairing this float, and I'll not relinquish it to an uncultured brute like you. Much less one that can't even manage a simple greeting.
he takes those initial greetings very seriously.
We wanted to handle this in a civilized way, but we're more than willing to kill you.
We have a two-headed problem. Yes, please hurry. She's on her way back already?
Stand back, Wukevu! I will protect the float!
Are you trying to be brave, little bird?
I could never have repaired the float alone. Not properly. But thanks to Wuklamat and her friends, we can hold Ihihana again! This is a priceless treasure! And as festival leader, I would die to protect it!
Very well, if that's what you want.
Cha-cha! Into that blow.
And he didn't even give you the honor of dual wielding to block it.
Good. The better for you to understand the gulf between us.
But you need more lessons. We'll carve them into your mangy hide until you cry and beg forgiveness.
Your brilliant plan was to steal the float and take the credit. The so-called blessed siblings are nothing but cheats.
Your scorn is sweet music. Come, weaklings. We'll crush you each in turn. Or all together, if you like.
Calm yourself, Chosen One. If you fight in earnest, this will end in a massacre. What's more, we have word that our other prospect is on the verge of success.
Then it would be foolish to expend effort sweating nuts. Lucky for you. Eh?
Ugh, two heads. I see Mamuk still clings to that loathsome hope.
To us, third promise. You're not dying, are you?
Her ego is a little bruised, that's all.
It'll take more than that to kill me. So, are we having this festival or not?
Yes! Yes, we are!
We're having it in the middle of the night, aren't we? I'm not sure whether the cutscene is going to adjust it to daytime so it looks nicer. Oh man, it's nearly midnight in Eorzea. Thank you for coming to our rescue. I tried to protect the float, but against that two-head I may as well have not been there at all. Nonsense! You stood your ground and bought us the time we needed to make it back. You're incredibly brave. Wook Evu wishes to spread word that the festival will be soon held. With that exciting interlude over, you'll be pleased to know that my repairs are finished as well. Before we commence the festival, however, it would be a courtesy to inform the villagers that Ihihana will be held after all. Go forth, but do not forget your greetings. At this stage I should hope the reminder is unnecessary. Ohokali! See, I remember. With the chat mode in say, use your keyboard or software to enter any phrase containing the word Ohokili to greet Hokanu villagers. It goes like this, right? He isn't even dignifying Ibuki with a response there. Very specifically, we have to capitalize the first O. And I have to get out of the novice network too. Ohakili! What? The float is fixed? Our fallen friends would be glad to know that Ihihana will soon be underway. They would want us to honor them with celebration, not let their loss deter us from it. I must go and enjoy the festival for those who no longer can. A pretty subtle thing that'll come into play later on is the sense of loss. There's nothing to look forward to. Oh, right, I have to say it out loud. Oh, Hakili! The festival's about to begin. What do you expect me to say? Besides, of course I'll be there! Cleaning after the storm's aftermath may have been hard on us all, but lifting of Windsing is a tradition, and a joyous one at that. I won't sit here brooding my days away. Give me a moment to get ready. We're getting this Halloween eyeball a lot of times, I'm noticing. Without Ihihana, life feels so empty. Oh, Hakili! Thank you for letting me know. I would very much like to attend the festival, but the repairs should be finished as soon as possible. What to do, what to do. Well, you're not gonna get any good work done at this time of night, I can tell you that much, sir. Or ma'am. The Hanu are pleased to hear their festival is going ahead, I assume. That is well. Once your friends return, the lifting of wings can begin at last. I think doing the first promise arc at first might have raised expectations a bit too high because it's not going to be as interesting as you'd have thought.
So few have come.
Patience. Once Ihihana gets underway, no Hanu will be able to resist joining in.
Just so. Ukewu knows well the heart of the Hanu. Have faith, third promise, and climb aboard the float. It is time for the lifting of wings.
Right. Off we go.
Ihihana is a prayer for bountiful harvest. But this is not its only meaning. It is also an exchange of pledges between rider and bearers, a commitment to a long and fruitful friendship.
Listen well, friends! The personage we bear today is Wuklamat, the savior of our beloved festival! Let your shoulders burn, or your feathers fall out, but do not even think of dropping her! Ready and...
I could get used to this.
Will empty bellies stop you from joining in the fun? Come and help us carry the float!
Well, well, well. To see the day that Dawn's promise would ride our boat again. We've not had the honor since you were here, Gulul Jaja.
Right, we've enough bearers now. Onwards to Kozanuaki!
Watoshi!
Watch well, for you are about to bear witness to the true glory of Ihihana.
Vanu Vanu music here.
The float draws upon our life force, concentrating and amplifying the energy. Keshaihi then receives that energy and expels it in a great burst, where it showers down upon the land to replenish its vital currents.
So you're saying that none of the Hanu ever remembered this happening and didn't think this might be related to our terrible harvest this year? Like, that's not a little change.
It worked.
Like a literal charm.
The float really was helping the reeds.
That was amazing. To think that such a thing was even possible!
Also, you missed a few. Yeah, there's an entire patch over here that we missed. We've got to go do the whole festival all over again. Should I have left the float behind like that? I was so excited to see the reeds. Nothing to worry over. My brethren have been swept up by festival fever. Last I saw, they were taking turns at the carrying poles on the way back to the village. Please feel free to look over the fields. Enjoy the sight of what you've accomplished.
Some of them still look a bit sickly.
I imagine even the harvest magic has its limits. If the Hanu continue their festival tradition year after year, though, the entire field should eventually recover.
Where does that leave us with the feet, then?
You've got nothing to fear on that account. Our situation could never have resolved itself. The revival of even a single reed would have served to demonstrate your commitment to the task. That you recognize the nature of the float and found a near-perfect solution in Ihihana proves your dedication. What's more, I don't think I've seen the festival produce such impressive results since I was a mere chirper. We have been lax in maintaining the float, diluting its magic and reducing Ihihana to hollow theater. But today's events remind us of the power in tradition.
Kona!
I was delayed by an unpleasant encounter, but it seems I arrived at a good time.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
What? You just pour in some mystery liquid and problem solved?
Stagnant ether was to blame for the reed's poor condition. I assumed that was an alchemical concoction which enhances ethereal conductivity. It utilized the flowing water as an ethereal current, thereby promoting the transfer of life energies.
A method I could not have devised without the education I received at the Studium and the cooperation of my Archon allies.
Archon allies?
You see, Lamachi, this is why we need to embrace foreign knowledge and technology. Employed appropriately, they make light work of what would otherwise be arduous labor. There's no need to lug around heavy floats.
Well, you always were the clever one, brother.
Your approach was no less effective, Wuklamat. It achieved the same result.
Indeed it did. And you enjoyed the festival, yes?
I did. It was so much fun. Having visited your village before, I thought I knew everything about it. As it turns out, I knew very little. About the reeds, about Ihihana. With all I've learned this time, I feel as though I've really come to know the Hanu. And I like you even more now than I did before.
The feeling is mutual. And it's not just you who had a lot to learn either. I'll never look at our float the same way again.
The two of you have exceeded expectations. Come forth and claim your stones.
Five more to go.
And on to the next.
Not even a moment of celebration. That's Kona for you.
Third promise? You must join us for Ihihana next season. As Dawn's servant, of course.
Well, she is getting together a small fan base.
Back to Turihiola for now. Thank you for having us. I look forward to seeing you all again.
These are interesting times indeed.
The concoction was brewed by Kona himself. It's a test vial, but it should contain the same reagents.
Good work. We'll use whatever we must to win. For win we must.
My journey has just started and already I've met so many wonderful people. Ukevu for one, he's a bit eccentric, but everyone could stand to be as respectful of other cultures as he is. And Lino Hanu, it warmed my heart to see him honor his departed friend Ihihana and help others do the same. I can't help but feel excited thinking who else I might meet over the contest. Come, let's head back to FFXIV. Tai? Ugh. So, it has opened up 2 blue quests, but I don't feel overly pressed to go over them because we've just passed the 2-hour mark. It's almost 3 o'clock my time and I should be wrapping up. But that said, I think if I push it, I can end this with the instance. Look at us. The contest has barely begun, and we already have 2 keystones! Surely even my talented brothers aren't doing this well. We can only hope. Ukoma is eager to attempt the next feat. We've now won keystones from both the Feat of Reeds and the Feat of Gold. Surely that means our approach to the contest was the right one? So it would seem, by continuing to retrace Gulu Jaja's journey as presented in the saga, we should find the remaining electors in turn. Then let's visit the giants next. Like Krau said, the fact they were searching for the Golden City might mean they know something useful. The home of the Yokui is in the upper regions of Ukopacha. Unless you're keen on scaling the cliffs, we'll have to take the long way around, through Kozumaku. This route will take us close to the Moblin village, which is another important location in the saga. Since we'll need all the keystones eventually, it makes sense to pay them a visit while we're passing through. So, we go on the Moblins first then. Let's head there right now. I'm afraid right now is going to be a problem. The flight of wee wingless, the great stairs leading to the Moblin settlement, collapsed in the storm. What are we to do then? There is an alternative, but it requires preparation. Until it's ready, you should rest at the cabins or see more of the city, whatever you'd prefer. Just to be sure, you'll accept any method of travel so long as it gets us to our destination? Of course, who do you take me for? Then as your guide, I will see to the arrangements. Well, it seems we have some free time on our hands. Let us make the most of it. I need to get my axe repaired. I nicked the blade pretty badly when I took a swing at Baku Jaja. That reminds me, I never got around to introducing you to Ropley, did I? He's the man in charge of Wakumekeki, and a good person to know. Want to come along? Ready? The markets of Wakumekiki are to the east, on the other side of Bayside Bevy. Tempted to teleport straight there, but we can walk so we can talk to her along the way. This is Auntie's Tacos, named for its owner, the lovely Tiso. If you're after the best tacos in Tuliolo, this place sits at the top with the Exabive Tai. You say that, Third Promise, but you only ever eat old Brook Evu's food. Come and buy mine for a change. Sorry, Tiso, it has been a while, hasn't it? I swear I'll stop for a bite once the contest is over. Alright, this is what she's bringing me over here for. My, the Third Promise. How might I assist you this fine morning? Well met, Ropley. I need a buff to a nasty nick out of my axe blade. She needs to buff it. Yes, it's been chipped quite terribly. Trying to cleave rocks again, are we? Something like that. Think you can fix it? You stand among Tural's most prestigious gathering of artisans and ask this question? 'Tis child's play. We'll have it repaired for you in 2 shakes of an alpaca's tail. Good to hear. I leave it in your capable hands. Who's your companion, if I may ask? This is Ibuki, great adventurer I recruited from across the salt. I brought her here to meet you, actually. Thought she might have reason to visit Bakushimiki sooner or later. Then allow me to introduce myself. I am Ropley, humble representative of this grand center of trade. A pleasure to meet you, Ibuki. You there! Stop dithering in the shadows. Announce your business already. Huh. I've seen that man somewhere before. He was on the boat in the first episode. A jewelry maker you met on the voyage over? Oh, I remember. I spoke with him too. Fonjin Tane. Yes, that was his name. You've been loitering around like a flighty admirer who can't pluck up the courage to confess his feelings. Out with it. Why are you here? That is to say... Mood. And we're no closer to solving that enigma. I wonder if you could use someone to talk to. I say we go and ask. Let me know by link pearl if you find him first. Let me see. Where was it? Darn it, I cannot remember where it is. I wish they were a bit more proactive at updating these things. You were conversing with Master Ripley, but we've met before, haven't we? On the ship. You found him? Good, I'll be right there. Why did you run off like that? Did you have business with Ripley or not? Please, you needn't concern yourselves with my affairs. I'm undeserving of such attention. Huh? What are you going on about? I beg of you, don't ask me to explain. Do not. Sorry, but the more you tell me not to, the more curious I become. Besides, you look like you need a friend. You're too kind. So be it. I suppose I can share with you a morsel of my misery. Before I came to Tuliolo, I worked as a goldsmith at the most prestigious jewellery maker in all of Uldar, Hestame's Aesthetics. Oh, it started off well enough, but as the days passed, everything began to go wrong. Compared to the masterpieces of my talented colleagues, my products were lacking. Mediocre. I lost all confidence. Crippling doubts had possessed me, and any veneer of bravado I tried to put forth soon cracked beneath its weight. Thus did I take a ship, hoping to find a fresh beginning on new shores, yet as you witnessed, I lack the courage to even approach a potential employer. You stand before a man wallowing in the wreckage of his ill-spent existence. Alright. You offered a morsel, then served us the full course. You must have really wanted someone to hear your story. If you like, I could try to give you a few words of advice. Then, you have experience with my predicament? Of feeling terribly inadequate compared to your undeniably superior peers? Well, when you put it that way, Yes, she has. Not me. I'm Wuklamat, the third promise of Tuliolo. daughter of the Dawn servant. Of course, you're a member of the royal family. Please, forgive my presumptuousness. But what of you? Have you ever measured your work against that of your colleagues and found yourself wanting? I'm level 25 goldsmith. Of course I'm not very good at it. You can't measure your worth by the you can't measure your worth on the successes of others. How can I not? Should my work not meet the same exacting standards? No new commissions will be forthcoming. What then was the point of my becoming a goldsmith? Looking back, was my father who inspired me to take up the trade. His exquisite creations brought radiant smiles to the faces of his clients. I admired him deeply for it. But in this course of striving to be as great a goldsmith as him, I lost sight of my original motivation. All I ever wanted was to spread joy through my craft, as he did. Perhaps I will give this one last try. Thank you both for reminding me of what's truly important. Well, talk about speedrunning the moral of a story. We got to say one thing to him. What is truly important? Oh, sorry, Ibuki. I didn't mean to ignore you. But I'm glad to see Fontaine is giving himself another chance. I have one slot left. Oh. Okay, I'll give it 6 minutes, and if the instance isn't available in that time, then we'll call the stream there. We'll get to... Next stream will definitely be instance and dungeon. I can't help but wonder if Fontaine will follow through. Let's go see if he's actually gone to talk with Ropley. Yep, we're going to take the shortcut via the Ethernet. Oh. Apparently that's the one Ethernet shard that I haven't attuned to yet, so there's something I'll need to grab when I'm there. Oh, no, not in the ocean. There's no way out of the ocean. You have attuned yourself with all Ethernet shards. You can now teleport to the outside of the city much faster. 'Twas kind of you to come, but you needn't worry. I found my courage. Pray, accept my apologies for my earlier behavior. My name is Fontaine, and I am a goldsmith from Oldar in faraway Eosia. I realize this is a bold request, but I should like to continue practicing my trade here in Wakukumiki. If you'll have me, I only ask for the opportunity to bring happiness to others with my creations. So that's what it was all about. You are looking for work. Consider yourself hired. Wakumiki is always in need of skilled craftsmen and women. I'll handle the necessary paperwork. Can you start tomorrow? Yeah, of course! I must thank you both again for your sage and timely advice. I don't know if I was all that helpful. But you were. Had you not come to speak with me, I would not have had that moment of much needed self-reflection. The arrangements have been made. Come and meet me at the entrance of High Tide Harbor. Oh, I almost forgot. Do you have my axe ready, Ropley? Ready and waiting. Behold the sublime touch of the Wakumaki artisan. Oh, it's as sharp and deadly as the day I first held it. Thank you. Well, good luck to your frontier, Shane. Let me know if that doubt creeps back in. I'd be happy to talk you out of it. As for us, we should head to the harbor. Wouldn't want to keep Ernville waiting. Bad news about that, Wooklamart. We are going to keep him waiting. We're going to keep him waiting for an entire week because we're not getting to that in this episode, in this stream. So yeah, that's it for the stream. I'm glad you all came. Ibuki's going to find somewhere nice to sit for the next few weeks or so. So, until next time guys, take care. I'll see you all around.